He's Blake. I'm Ronnie. All the good names are taken. Podcast and Blake today. We're talking something that we've wanted been. Yeah. Today we're talking something that we've wanted to talk about for a while, and we've been putting it off. We figured, hey, we're out of ideas. We might as well break over into this genre. We're going to talk a movie coming out later this summer, The Flash, and some things that we want to see in this movie. Now, for everybody that goes to Reddit to get all the spoilers and things like that, a lot of the things we're about to say, you're probably going to laugh at because you know they're not going to happen. But we don't care about spoilers. We don't read spoilers. In our mind, in our theater of the mind, we've got some things that we would just like to see in this movie that would make us go boom, especially after reading all those critics' reviews about all the surprises that happened in the movie. What do you think about this movie coming out later this summer, Blake?
Well, I mean, first off, I'm super excited about it. I hadn't been this excited about a movie probably since Halloween 2018. But what are you talking about? The film critics' surprises? Fill me in on that.
Well, they opened it up. I think it was CinemaCon. I maybe correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I think it was CinemaCon. They had a screening, and then they opened it up for the critics to tweet to social media about the movie without giving away any spoilers. And a lot of them were saying that this is the best DC movie, potentially one of the best comic book movies of all times.
Wow.
All time.
So saying it's the best DC movie is not that big of a deal, would you say?
Well,
but,
I think
it's the best comic book movie of all time is a really big deal.
I think the way they worded it was not counting the Nolan movies. This is the best DC superhero movie, and it ranks right up there with some of the best Marvel movies. Now, you know how it is with critics and seeing the movie for the first time. A lot of them say it's really good, so it's got me excited. The rumors are out there. You can't get on Instagram without seeing 50,000 rumors about people that are possibly popping up in this movie. I believe it's a multiverse movie. I mean,
that's why I don't have Instagram. I don't like pictures or spoilers. I don't like pictures and I don't like spoilers. So no Instagram for Blake.
So what I'm assuming, you know what happens when you assume, is this is a multiverse movie. When he goes back to save his mother, like in Flashpoint, he comes back and he's ruined everything. So from there, using the Speed Force, going to different multiverses, I'm excited at who we could see in this movie. And me and you were like, hey, what's the most exciting thing that could happen in this movie to make you go, woo? Woo! So I've got like 3, Blake, that I want to talk about. But first off, I guess we should talk about who's actually in the movie. Because I don't know about you. I don't know where you stand on it, but I'm a huge Ben Affleck Batman guy. I think he's really underrated when it comes to Batman. I think he's the best Bruce Wayne plus Batman combo in a movie ever. And I do know Keaton's in this movie. He's my favorite Batman, right above Keaton. I'm glad he's back because I was sorely disappointed when they said he wasn't coming back as Batman. So I'm glad he's coming back, even if it is to close out his arc in this movie. I'm super excited about Michael Keaton being back.
So your argument for Affleck against Keaton is Keaton's not a good Bruce Wayne, right?
I think Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne, but there's something off about his Batman. I love the Batman voice. I love the way he looked as Batman, but it was just something about the fighting, possibly. And it comes down to when he played Batman. Ben Affleck benefited from all the cool things they could do with CGI, with him up on the wall and things like that, and things we've already seen in these previews of Michael Keaton swooping down with the CGI and beating everybody senseless. So after this movie, Michael Keaton may go above Ben Affleck as my favorite Batman. But right now, Bruce Wayne and Batman, I'm going with Ben Affleck. Like I said, it could change after this movie.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think that's a bad pick. I think Affleck gets a lot of flack, I guess you should say. But he's really not bad. I mean, he's in some really bad movies, but that's not a knock against how he portrays the character. So yeah, I'm with you. I enjoy Batman. I enjoy Affleck as Batman, and I think he is a really good Bruce Wayne also because Bruce Wayne is supposed to be very smart. He's supposed to be a good detective. He's supposed to, he builds things, he engineers things. He built the bat plane or whatever Affleck's version did. So I mean, yeah, he does the part really good. He's a lot better than Robert Pattinson. I mean, that's probably a hot take because I know anytime something new comes out, everybody loves it right away. Just like I'm probably going to love his Flash movie and think it's the best movie ever. But I wasn't a big fan of the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I don't know. I didn't like.
Well,
I don't know if I like that movie. If I'm being honest,
I'm going to join in with you there. I think the Batman. We saw the best Robert Pattinson scenes in the trailer. Him beating up the clown mob. I am vengeance or whatever he said.
That's right.
I think we saw the best parts of that movie in the trailer because that movie took 2 damn weeks to finish. I literally watched like 40 minutes at a time after work because some of us work for a living. And it took almost a week to watch all that shit. And all I came away with is Pattinson wasn't that bad, except he weighs 135 pounds.
Yeah.
And sexy Colin Farrell was awesome in it, all makeuped up. It's amazing how they put these sex pots in this ugly makeup, and you immediately like, look at this guy. He can act. He can do it all. And the Riddler guy, he was pretty good. What I was sad about is we didn't get to see this Joker freak because when we saw that footage afterwards, I was loving that. I wish they'd have kept that in the movie. But I will give the latest Batman movie this. He is a detective, and that was really cool. But as far as, he's got the black makeup around the eyes and all things like that, it was an average movie. I want to watch more. I love Batman. Batman's my favorite superhero. I'll watch them all. I don't care if Paul Rubens is playing Batman. I'm going to watch it.
They'd have to do some work to make Paul Rubens Batman. They'd have to be in a different universe because he's actually Penguin's daddy running in Batman Returns.
Well, let's get really quickly. Affleck's in this movie. Michael Keaton's in this movie. We're going to have a Supergirl in this movie. You're going to have 2 versions of the Flash, 2 versions of Barry, I guess I should say. We may have to do a video on that later on. Ron Livingston is going to play Barry's dad. The dude with the blue was his dad in the earlier movies.
Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan, yes. So they've recasted that. Michael Shannon's back as Zod.
That's so fantastic, Ronnie, because I've been saying forever we didn't get enough of Zod.
He's awesome.
And, he is so good. And if they can somehow retcon this story, to where he lives, I would love to get more of him in more movies or a spinoff show or anything. Like I cannot get enough of his version of Zod, man.
He was a great villain because in his mind he was doing nothing wrong, and all the great villains always believe they're the good guys. So like I said, I'm super excited about this movie. Ezra Miller he took a break from raping and kidnapping and apparently put in a real good performance. So can't wait to see that. So you want to start or you want me to start?
The question is, does a very successful movie excuse all that?
Oh, I've already read reports from his management team that said you're going to forget all about his law troubles when you see how good this movie is.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean,
people in Hollywood are sick.
That's the best PR you could have. You're going to forget all about the rapes, the molestations. Forget it. That's how good this movie is. Allegedly. That makes me want to say, let's go see the movie.
How about some breakfast?
It's got no heart.
So, surprises. With a multiverse movie, they're able to give us anything that we've always begged for on the internet. Yeah. For example, Jim from The Office shows up, spoiler alert, in the Doctor Strange movie as a Mr. Fantastic after everybody had fan casted him as Mr. Fantastic. So they said, what the hell? We'll throw him in as Mr. Fantastic from another universe. So in this movie, if he's really going from different Earth to different Earth, I would love to see William Dafoe make a cameo as the Joker, because for years they've talked about William Dafoe needs a chance to play the Joker. What better chance than to have him show up in Gotham City and William Dafoe is the Joker of that city? We can see him for a brief second before he zip zap zooms to another Earth. But the reaction of the crowd in the theater, they would go nuts to finally see this.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a really good one, Ronnie. I think you and I said a couple of months ago now that we're big William Defoe guys. We think he should. I think we tried to introduce him into the Crystal Lake series. Is that what we tried to do with him?
Yes, Pamela.
But he's also just been cast in the new Beetlejuice movie. So yeah, really big name right now, and he's got the smile, the crazy smile already. He was born with that. So him making a little cameo in a separate universe's Joker would be really cool.
Now here's a question before you give me yours. Okay, so I don't know how this is going to go. Does he go to another multiverse? Does he go to a different Earth to find a new Batman to come back and help? Or does he change time, and when he comes back, Batfleck is gone and Michael Keaton's there?
Yeah, it's one of them butterfly effect things, Ronnie, where when he goes back to change one thing, whether it's trying to save his mom or trying to save his dad or whatever it is he's trying to do, he can never get back to the way it was before. Something is always wrong every single scenario, whether this person's changed, this person's dead, this is Superman's now Supergirl. It's always going to be something different. And can the two Barrys handle the change?
Okay, what's yours?
Well, my first one, I'm going to go cheap route too. I'm going to say if I could get Jack Nicholson Joker, it would be fantastic. And I know everybody's going to say, he died in 89. Guys, we're going to a different universe. You could be in a universe where Ben Affleck is Batman and Jack Nicholson is his Joker in that Batman.
It's a damn comic story. They never die.
That's exactly right. And I mean, I think getting an old man Joker, even if it's just, we get Jack Nicholson going, boop, boop, just like he did in 89, just something small. It ain't got to be nothing crazy. It could just be him going with his gloves. It could be him and Bob. Him and Bob can be back. But
gonna need a minute, boys.
I really got and I know we're probably not gonna get it. I get it being realistic, but I would love to see Jack Nicholson Joker, just a small cameo. I mean, less than 10 seconds.
Don't you get pessimistic on me, because that's what I was going to ask. If Michael Keaton is the Batman, he's got to have his own Joker. So will we see
any kind of reference? Any kind of reference. It could be a wanted poster on the street of Jack Nicholson. It ain't actually got to be him physically. It could just be a wanted poster. I would take it. I would take it in a heartbeat.
Another one I have, Blake, is, I guess we're going the same route with this one. I want to see the Burton villains. I mean, if we're going to have Burton's Batman, I want to see I want to see Danny DeVito as the Penguin. I want to see, like you just said, Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Even the Joel Schumacher guys. Throw Jim Carrey in there, Tommy Lee Jones, just a shot of them doing something. Tie all this crap together. And like you said, they died. No, it doesn't matter. It's a movie. It's a comic book movie. They come back and they come back and they come back. And I would love to see the Burton villain universe, Catwoman, all of them. Like you said, even if it's just like Michael Keaton telling a story and they give you a random flashback to him catching somebody or him throwing somebody off a building or him doing this. It could be a situation, Blake, where Michael Keaton has closed up shop in the Batcave because he wiped out all the villains.
Yeah.
And now there's a new one back. So now he has to, break out the dustbuster and get the dust off everything to help Barry.
I'm glad you brought up Burton villains. I wouldn't mind Billy D. Williams Two-Face.
Oh, wow.
Which is what we were supposed to get that. I mean, that. You see it at the end of 89. He's introduced as Harvey Dent. So I wouldn't mind some hints there. Robin Williams was supposed to be the Riddler.
Bring him back.
Was super insulted, when he didn't get. I can't remember what the story was, but he ended up turning it down.
When Michael Keaton decided he wasn't going to be in Batman.
It's something else too, Ronnie. I read it not too long ago. They really screwed him over, and he held it against him for a long time, which is why they went after Jim Carrey. But yeah, CGI me a Robin Williams as a Riddler for a couple of minutes.
Alfred is Alfred in this one? Will they CGI like an old Alfred?
Old man Alfred, or like mix them up. Give Michael Caine to Michael Keaton. Mix up the villains. What if Jim Carrey is Joker and Arnold Schwarzenegger is Penguin? You see what I'm saying? Like The options are limitless when you're doing time travel, multiple verses. I mean, there's so much they could do to make it cool, Ronnie. So much. This is heavily rumored, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I feel like I was really early on it, and maybe you could back me up on that. I would love to see George Clooney.
You took my third one.
I would love to see George Clooney slash
Get some slash.
archive footage of Adam West.
See, that was the next one on my list. I want to see Clooney Batman because everybody always dumps on Clooney Batman, and probably rightfully so. But I want to see it. I'm at the age now where I want to see that Batman, and you just threw another good one in there. CGI some Adam West. Let's see Adam West as Batman. If you're going to go to all these different points in the multiverse, let's see some crazy stuff. Let's see the 1960s Gotham City. That would be great. But yeah, I've read those rumors too that George Clooney may be popping up. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But just those rumors out there now that nobody's officially spoiled it yet, those rumors just, you can run wild with them, and it makes everything like super exciting. I'd love to see George Clooney in the bat suit or as, Bruce Wayne. It would be really good. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that at this point after watching the movie Batman and Robin, but it's to the point now where everything back then is great now. So just give me everything. Give me all the nostalgia.
I want it all. I want all of the nostalgia. I'm right there with you. So, we talked about like showing archive footage of Adam West, whether it's like you said, Batman died a long time ago, and they'll show like newsreel or so of old school Adam West beating up somebody. What if we get that with Christopher Reeve?
Oh, with Superman.
What if we get that with Christopher Reeve? I think that would be a nice little. What if we get Dean Cain as Superman, Ronnie?
Yeah, a lot of people, we're focusing a lot on the Batmans, but what if they do throw us a bone, throw us a Superman, a Christopher Reeve, a Brandon Ruth, I think it's Routh, that was from Superman Returns, or Henry, what's his name? Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
And whatever his name is, big jacked up sucker. What if they do that? I know there's a Supergirl in it, and that'll probably be our Superman, or a super, like what's the word I'm looking for? That'll be our Kryptonian.
Yeah.
But
perfect.
But I would love to see in one of these multiverses, like you just said, an old Superman fighting somebody.
Well, I mean, you also got the option of Nicolas Cage, who was supposed to be Superman in the 90s, and the deal went through, Ronnie.
What if they give us
us Superman as Nick Cage Superman? They give it to us. Finally,
they give us Nick Cage with the mullet Superman. What if they give us the Kevin Smith, just brief glimpse of Nicolas Cage fighting that giant spider robot that he was supposed to fight in that Kevin Smith's script? Dude, we should end the video right there, because I now want to see Nicolas Cage as Superman in this movie, even if it's for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Hey, get in the suit, get in the box, Joe. So, I mean, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. I love that idea, Blake. I love it.
One more thing that I want, and I feel like this has got to be a lock. It's got to be a lock. I need the '89 Batman theme.
Oh, it's going to be there. There's no doubt whenever we see him for the first time, or the first time he starts fighting, it's going to be there. And it's going to be great. I want the original theme too, not some kind of remix. Right off the bat, will he do the Batman Returns stand up when the light hits him in the face from the bat signal? Well, the most iconic scene from Batman Returns is when he stands up from the desk. Will he do that in this movie?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah. Do we get a Michelle Pfeiffer reference, Ronnie?
I hope so. Will he job out in this movie? That's the real question.
Yeah, and that is a really good question, and I do believe this closes the chapter with Michael Keaton. I do think.
You know what,
Ronnie? Is this how they kill Affleck and Keaton as Batman?
They tease
is this how they're going to do it?
They tease that in the trailer when you get to see Batfleck's cowl laying there with no head in it, obviously, but makes you think when he went back, he caused him to get murdered, whether it's by Zod or whoever. But at the same time, Blake, that would mean he would have to go to another world and bring Keaton back to this world if he needs a Batman. If Ben Affleck dies, see, that's so much we don't know. Does it take, why is he back in 2013? Because that's when Man of Steel was taking place. Why is he back there for that moment when Zod came back? I mean, that was years ago. So there's so many questions that we're going to have to get the answers to. But I'm hoping, because it was supposed to be a Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton in that movie trains her up because he was supposed to be back for multiple movies. And that movie was apparently so awful that they're just going to take the tax hit on it. But they said he was really good in it. I don't know. I don't know.
I know you were a big fan of this show. I never really got into it, but what about a Green Arrow appearance, Ronnie? Stephen Amell.
That would be great. It would be fantastic, but I don't think
you would be for that.
Oh yeah, I mean those people, the Arrowverse, all those people are great. I mean, there's even the rumor that Grant Gustin,
who's that?
The guy that plays the Flash in the TV series, The Flash.
Okay,
yeah, he's going to become the Flash at the end of this movie. That's the way to get Ezra Miller's ass out of there and him take over. Like something happens. Like the rumor I heard, and I'm going to mute all this, but the rumor I heard on Instagram is full of just bull crap, was at the end of the movie, he messes up the Speed Force and it takes him to where he thinks he's going back home, but he's really in the Clooney Batman universe, and Grant Gustin from the TV show is in the new the new DC movie universe. So
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that's a way to get rid of Ezra Miller if this whole legal stuff don't work out. What if he gets arrested in another timeline? Well, what if you just said he gets stuck in Clooney's timeline or whatever, but yeah, what if something bad, really bad happens to him? He gets locked up. The bad guys always figure out a way to stop somebody from using their superpowers or whatever. What if they're able to control him and he's stuck in Val Kilmer's Batman? You see what I'm saying? Like what if that's the case and then DC moves on?
Well, they could do that. This could be the last time we see the Flash in a movie, but the bottom line is this movie's probably going to make $500 million. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now.
Say what you want about Ezra Miller. Yeah, super creep, weirdo, whatever he is in his personal life. I don't care. I'm not a big Flash guy. I think he plays the Flash perfect. I think he plays it like Tom Holland plays Spider-Man. He plays it kind of silly. Well, I guess he's supposed to. He's supposed to be a young kid, but I think he plays this character perfect. And he may suck as everything else, as a human, as any other project that he does, but I think he does this Flash part really good.
What if we find out it really wasn't him that committed all these crimes, but it was somebody
Reverse Flash?
Reverse Flash did it, and they're trying to set Ezra Miller up so they can't make these movies.
That'd be a good movie.
Hit us in the comments, guys. What do you want to see in the Flash movie? What cameos? What surprises?
This is the biggest movie of the summer.
This is. I would agree with that 100%. And
this feels like an old school summer blockbuster, Ronnie.
And we do know that Indiana Jones is coming out. And we still think this is the biggest movie of the summer. I'm excited to see it. So hit us in the comments. Tell us what you think. And we'll see you next time.